dominant team. So, and Munster, I think, will be looking at the Bristol game from last week. They won't want to give the same opportunities. They have a really hard press in the middle of that field, won't want to give Lopez any time on that ball. And I think Conor Murray's going to be really important. There's a good kick chase. His box kicking and the kick chase from box kicks is going to give them real good field position, because they don't want to give Clermont attacking opportunities in their half. They have a real good hustle at the breakdown, Munster. They win a lot of breakdown penalties, whether it's maul turnover or whether it's on the floor as well. And they've got some really influential players now, like Tyke Byrne, CJ Stander and Peter Romani have been brilliant for Munster in the past few weekends, and they're all experienced players now who will contribute massively to that defensive effort. So really looking forward to see who wins, attack or defence.
And Jordan, with just 4 games in the pool stages, focus is everything.
Oh, it's huge. I think teams have to get 4 wins in order to be in that top 4. We've seen on the weekend some 5-point wins, and that's going to make the table pretty tight come the end of it. So both sides will want to win tonight.
Yeah, Clermont against Munster. This is one of the matches you want to look forward to. Well, let's join our commentary team for this one. It is one of the great European clashes. Let's join Brendan Macken and Nick Mullins.
Yes, there was a small but noisy crowd outside the Stade Marcel Michelin when both teams got off their buses. Even 1 or 2 boisterous Munster voices, but the front gates as close as any of the fans are being allowed this evening. But at least we have a game. On a weekend when matches have been lost to COVID, we still have rugby. We don't have lights at the moment. We don't have a crowd, but they know how to do drama in the middle of France, in the Auvergne. The stage lights, trying to pick out the players, and not been the most straightforward of weeks for Clermont head coach Frank Azema. He's struggling for fit second rows with a bunch of his regulars all injured. So for Gian Patheli-Yato, more accustomed to life in the back row, will do a bit of moonlighting. Young Clement Larnan comes in for his first European start, and another relatively new face in these parts, scrum half Sebastian Bezzi, starting ahead of Morgan Parra alongside Camille Lopez, Raka and Penno and Kotaro Matsushima, as the boys in the studio have been saying, providing plenty of menace in that back 3. Well, Johan van Graan has engaged in a little bit of tinkering this week, but no more than he needs to after the opening weekend win against Harlequins. While Clermont are short of locks, he's been looking around for some fit loose heads. So Josh Wycherley gets the start in Europe for the first time. Hooker Rees-Marshall, the only other change up front. The only change behind the pack is on the wing, with Shane Daly getting his first Champions Cup start. Andrew Conway's absent. Keith Earle switches to the right wing therefore. And at 9 and 10, Murray and Hanrahan again continuing to reacquaint themselves with each other after Murray's time away with Ireland. Both sides have benches designed to consolidate things in the last quarter or so, maybe change things. Both as well opting for a 6-2 split between forwards and backs. Morgan Parra is one of Clermont's high-end options. It'll be worth waiting to see how Craig Casey, a proper young talent, goes in their head-to-head a little bit later. Now Brendan Macken alongside once of Leinster, once of Wasps, latterly of London Irish. And this is going to be fascinating, Brendan, isn't it? Because we've seen Munster start to find their own voice again over the last few months, particularly in the Pro 14. We're going to get a really good sense of where they are this evening.
Yeah, Nick, absolutely. I think that I think we'll see the usual stuff from Munster tonight. They'll be physical, they'll have the kick chase, the breakdown, and defence will be organised. But we're starting to see the kind of Stephen Larkham effects slowly but surely. Coming into the way they're playing. Chris Farrell and Damien Dialande are starting to offload, and it's going to be really exciting.
Sure is. This week has been all about preparing for this stiffest of examinations back in Limerick, the stiffest exam of their season so far. They know that. They've been talking about it. Perfect start to the Pro 14, 8 from 8, best start for 20 years, 1 from 1 in Europe. But now this lot, now Clermont. Running out to a Stade Marcel Michelin that's not as lively or as colourful as it would normally be, just like Thomond Park a week ago. Only empty seats for company. Camille Lopez and his mates playing, I guess, in a yellow submarine without a crew.
1 minute silence.
But they know the challenge. They know the challenge that will be set by the likes of Peter O'Mahony. He's had enough of being a European nearly man. 3 times a semi-finalist. He is determined as ever to win it this year. As we've been doing before every game this weekend, we're going to take a moment to pay tribute to Jean-Pierre Lux, one of the great statesmen of French rugby, who has died this week. He played such an important role developing this tournament from its early years to where it is today. I'm sure you will recognise him. He was a fabulous personality, and this little moment of reflection is for Jean-Pierre and his friends and his family. I'm not sure whether you ever met Jean-Pierre Lux, Brendan, but he had a certain French style about him, a panache. He was the only bloke I ever came across who never the weather. He had his smart little leather moccasin slip-ons on, and he cut quite the figure.
No, not on that.
And the countdown. It's been a mild, cloudy day in the Auvergne. There's some rain forecast later this evening, but for the time being, it is dry. Peter O'Mahony won the toss. Matthew Carley will blow his whistle.
Time on.
And Clermont in the blue. And Camille Lopez has this mouth-watering contest underway.
Advantage knock on.
Not the smartest of Munster starts, and with the advantage, Bézi and Clermont can start to lay down a few markers of their own early on. Bézi, who arrived at the tail end of last season from Toulouse, and immediately Patheliato in that blue cap. And that's a wonderful offload. Goodness me, what a start. What a start for Clermont and Aliveretti-Raka. That is sensational.
It's absolutely superb. Yato he is built like a block of flats. He's been absolutely outstanding for Clermont the last while, and to have his mate outside him in Raka. Not a bad person outside, but that will really frustrate Munster, really frustrate Johan van Graan. I can imagine they talked all week about having a good start.
Yeah, looks good, thank you, Eric.
And that's the last thing they would have wanted.
My goodness. Clermont tore Bristol apart in the opening quarter at Ashton Gate. A week ago, they'd scored 4 tries in the opening 20 minutes. They've scored their first try within 30 seconds here. That's what Clermont will have to offer this evening. It's what Munster are going to have to deal with. The try from Aliveretti-Raka, but the burst from Patheliato was something else.
Yeah, it was. The power of him is ridiculous, and he's just come back from a long-term knee injury, and to see him come back in such great shape is brilliant.
Camille Lopez with the conversion. What a start. Clermont 7, Munster 0. Raka was an absolute menace last weekend, total menace, and roaming all over the place as well, scoring that try off the left wing, but he will drift inside and he'll create defensive problems all over the pitch. Absolutely,
and you know, as the lads touched on in the studio, Matsushima and Damien Pinot makes up an outstanding back three.
Inside.
Restart.
Onside. Gathered in by
Yato, who was the chief architect of that try.
Use it! Stay. 5, 7. Thank you.
This is Mike Haley. Munster starting to lay down a few early questions of their own. Clement Larnan in the cap went over the top for Clermont.
Advantage.
First European start for him. Munster now with the advantage, and this is Farrell. Farrell and Damien Dialende, they've got a couple of medium-sized vans in midfield this evening, Munster.
You saw Conor Murray's experience there, making sure the referee saw he was in the way to get that penalty.
Kick it, go.
Try confirmed as 26 seconds.
Would that be a record, would it? No, there'd probably be something quicker than that. 26 seconds is extremely quick.
I saw Bristol score a try after, 15 seconds in the Challenge Cup final down in Aix-en-Provence at the back end of last season. What of JJ Hanrahan? Bringing extra maturity and experience, I guess, these days to his natural footballing skills. And here, an immediate opportunity for Munster just to rebalance the boat a little bit. That's a still night, no breeze to worry JJ Hanrahan, and that is a confidence-boosting start. Clermont 7, Munster 3.
Yeah, that's great for JJ Hanrahan. You know, everyone knows how skillful he is and how talented he is, but might be a couple of question marks about how he controls the game, and that's a fantastic start for him.
Munster weren't overly tidy with the kickoff, and they haven't gathered that one in cleanly either.
Advantage, knock on.
And Udikal Concourier took it away, playing the advantage via the knock-on. Matthew Carley, our referee, by the way,
Advantage is over.
looked after Ireland's win against Scotland a couple of weeks ago. And again, this is Patheli Yato roaming around and creating untold trouble in Munster's defence. And they were forced to lie over the ball and slow it down.
Away. Play.
Conor Murray with his eyes wide open. He knows exactly the threat that Clermont pose here. Bezzy not hanging around with it.
Stay on side.
Jed Raziak waits. Paul Jed Raziak, the second row. Larnan just takes a couple of steps away, but it goes behind him, and now the backs will be used and away quickly by Matsushima, but
just the knock on for now. We will look.
Swept up by Jean-Pascal Barak.
It's deliberate, so we're on a penalty at
Nangalevu
least.
tonight.
Okay.
Still another penalty as George Moala trucks it on.
Advantage.
This is Penny Rabbi.
Penalty advantage.
Fritz Lee. The bleach blonde Fritz Lee this evening. Again, Larnan. Job filling the sizable hole left
Still
by
advantage.
Sebastian Vaha Mahina this evening. But it has been a tidy, busy Clermont start, and they will come back for the penalty.
Yeah, no problem.
I think someone could be, I think Shane Daly may be in a little bit of trouble here. I think Clermont were going to
Please
score.
put your hand down. Don't do that. Don't do this to me. Because if I think about a yellow card, I will maybe think about a yellow for you as well.
I know.
Okay, so I think we've established on field that we've got a deliberate knock-on, so we'd like the high angle to see if we've got anything more. Okay.
C'est bon pour cet angle-là. On veut un angle large pour
Your gut
savoir
feeling?
s'il y a plus que
Your
ça.
feeling? Yeah.
Titmo is the Frenchman. Eric Gauzin,
Okay, no problem.
Ludovic Kyra and Luc
So we have
Ramos,
no
the
player.
assistant referees,
Hang on.
helping Matthew Carley out
Yeah,
with this
well, I
decision.
can't make the decision
Encore
and
celle-là,
talk
s'il vous
to you
plaît,
guys.
forfait.
So we've definitely
Encore
got a...
celle-là. Et je
Definitely
voudrais
yellow
voir,
card
et je
for
voudrais
me.
voir, voilà, et on l'arrête au moment de l'en avant, s'il vous plaît.
1 minute.
On va sur le joueur, c'est bon. On va sur l'arbitre.
What do you reckon, Brendan?
On va sur l'arbitre, s'il vous plaît.
I reckon we're looking at a penalty try here.
Yes. Yeah, so we've definitely got a yellow card and a deliberate knock-on, but I think the Munster player is coming across in defence, so can't be certain that there's going to be a try.
Okay, I will show you again.
Yeah, no problem.
On remonte s'il vous plaît, l'angle large, celui que je vous ai dit sur le freeze, et en vitesse réelle.
Well, the reality is that Shane Daly was in no real position to gather the ball himself, so I'm not sure that that's in question. The question is, would a try definitely have been scored, or probably have been scored without that deliberate knock-on? Got Peter O'Mahony galloping across, Brendan, but would he have got there in time?
Eric. To show me again is correct. When you freeze frame it, there is a lot of space between that defender and the two players on the outside, and I believe it would be a try. So which number is going in the bin, and it will be a penalty try.
C'est quoi le numéro du joueur, s'il vous plaît? Le rouge.
Oh, it's going to be a double slap across the face for Munster.
11.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Usain Bolt would have stopped that. It's Peter O'Mahony at his gas. That'll really frustrate Munster now in the opening 10 minutes. 2 tries down and Daly in the bin.
Off, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it's been a fairly dramatic start to his first European start.
At a reasonable speed.
He's actually enjoying his first outing of the season as well.
Yeah, he had a really good season last year. He played in the 7 circuit and was really good on that. Good for you, the Irish boys who are going quite well at the moment. Have come through that. Hugo Keane at Leinster.
Penalty try, no need to bother about the conversion. It's a 7-point score. And Shane Daly on his 24th birthday will have 10 minutes in the bin. And it's been a rather ominous Clermont start, ball in hand, asking all the questions that we thought they might be asking, that Munster feared they'd be asking.
Yeah, and I really think Bezzy at 9. I know Para is a legend and has been a Clermont legend for years, but Bezzy he's just a little bit quicker than him, and he's got more of an expansive game than Para might have, and it's really suiting the way Clermont are trying to play at the moment.
Just hold.
It's a Munster throw. This is Rhys Marshall, given the starting jersey ahead of Kevin O'Byrne this evening.
Contact from behind.
It's quite an interesting haircut Rhys Marshall has, Nick. You'd look quite good with that back in the day, would you?
Number 7. Contact from behind, number 7.
It was Clermont Larnan going up and that contact in the air. Well, you can see the distance between JJ Hanrahan and the posts, but he fancies this. Off its way, and with the last breath, off the crossbar. 3 more points, much needed points. Clermont 14, Munster 6. That was some kick.
Absolutely. That's the Kerry GAA footballer in him.
And this week, by the way, that Ben Healy will be out for maybe as long as a month after the going over that Quins gave him a week ago. He's hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant for Munster. Since he's come on the scene, they've got a fantastic young crop who have gelled really, really well. It's exciting times for them.
And one of the big new signings, Damien Dearlendy, took it on South African, who was on top of the world a year ago. And that's a safe enough exit from Munster, that time much cleaner than the previous 2. There's Craig Casey, one of those bright young things around whom there is so much excitement. They have a couple of big barrels in midfield. Farrell and Dialende, Brendan, in your old position.
Yeah, they really do, and I think, you know, Dialende and both Farrell are both big men who get over the gain line, but they also have the nice subtleties as well, so they're quite hard to defend against, knowing what they're going to do.
8 out. Thank you.
Ahead by Matsushima. Penno chasing hard. Daly under a little bit of pressure, did well to get it off the floor to pick out Conor Murray.
You backed out, and he had to go round the tackle.
To find themselves in a bit of a sticky position. Josh Wycherley takes the responsibility of driving it forward an extra couple of metres just to improve the angle a little.
Use it.
Angle that Murray uses to clear away, doesn't find touch. Picked up by Matsushima.
Tackle now, let it come.
It's hard work on the floor from Gavin Coombs, doing what he could do to wrestle back possession. But again, it's Concourier for Clermont. Pass from Barak, and now Moala. So hard to stop in midfield, always beyond the gain line, and then that little burst from Bezzy, and again the threat, and this time it's Yato, who, oh, is he being held up? If he's managed to get that down, he's done very well. Well, that is brilliant work from CJ Stander. Saved an absolutely certain try, and Matthew Carley doesn't need the TMO. He confirms that that is outstanding defence from Munster's number 8.
Speak to me.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant from Stander. No, he's been excellent in a red jersey and in a green jersey, to be fair, the last while.
Actually, I think we'll see as well, Brendan, that Tyke Byrne played a significant role as well, because as Yato was trying to roll away from Stander, I think it was Byrne who came in and made absolutely sure.
And stability. 9. Waits to put it in.
Oh wow, yeah, his left hand is brilliant.
A combined Munster defensive effort that will please JP Ferreira. Still the threat, however.
Patience, and we hold our weight. Wait for the patience, wait for the balance.
Big, powerful Clermont pack as Shane Daly counts down the minutes. These are big moments for young Josh Wycherley. First Champions Cup start, wrestling with Rabah Slimani on the other side. Trying to do what he can to disrupt this Clermont scrum.
Yeah, I'd say JJ Hanrahan and Dialende are going to have their hands full with Fritz Lee coming off the back, and you've got Raka,
but your feet must be much
Barak and George Moala coming at them. Great launch for Clermont.
Backs-wise, how are you defending now when you've lost your left winger? What are you thinking?
Well, I think you're going to have to give away the edge and just kind of take the first 4 or 5 guys. And if they throw the ball over the top or they go around you, then fair enough. But you can't be soft in this part. Obviously, they have Keith Earls defending the first guy. And
oh, let's see. Clermont with a penalty.
But you can imagine with this scrum dominance, Nick, they're probably not going to throw it out to the back line.
Must stay square.
Josh Wycherley given a free ride in Clermont.
Well. Yeah, my goodness, welcome to Europe.
Got to stay down.
Got his big brother Fineen Wycherley amongst the replacements tonight. And this time Clermont go to the line out. Etienne Foucault finding Clement Larnen.
Larnen is over, it's in 5.
Foucault back there, but he releases it for Bezzy. Moala quickly amongst those two, release the ball away for Raka, the bouncing ball for Penno. Picks his angle, picks his spot. And Clermont, in the blink of an eye, have a third try.
Yeah, it was an excellent launch. Like we said, they explored the extra man on the edge, and I don't even think Raka needed to throw the miss pass. He could have just hit the Ferrari and let him dart over for a 4th try in 2 games.
Perfect, thank you.
And through the hole that would otherwise have been occupied by the left winger. Were Shane Daly not spending 10 minutes in the bin. That defence that you talked about, Brendan, was in the end stretched too far.
Absolutely, yeah. It was just Munster had to have a press in the midfield, and like you said, they went through the they went onto the edge where Daly should have been.
It's not just ball in hand that Clermont are impressing again. That is some kick. It's been a rip-roaring start from the hosts. They have 3 tries.
So reliable from the boot, Cammy Lopez.
He's fit again after missing the Autumn Nations Cup. Damian Penno, he had an ankle problem. Penno on one side, Alvaretti Raka on the other. There are threats all over the place now. Munster.
Play on for me.
All play could do from the restart, and it was taken in by Byrne. Haley. This is Hanrahan. Takes on Ravai, goes beyond Ravai, but not Larnan. Murray. And again, Haley. He's tackled by Fritz Lee. Charge from Stephen Archer. Byrne. And then back via Marshall to Dialende, and Dialende trying to turn Raka inside and out, and that's nicely done by Farrell, and it might yet work. Keith Earls held up 6-7 metres short, got a decent toe hold here for Munster. Byrne. Stander. That close. And now Klein. Oh, the ball's been lost, and the ball is now over the line and on the line, but that will need checking. Matthew Carley will have another look.
No, hang on. Eric. Yeah, no problem. Eric, for me in life, I'm unsure whether the ball is knocked forward by red or whether it is stripped by a blue player on the floor, which puts it in goal. Then I have a red player landing on the ball. So can I check if there's a knock-on by red or whether the ball is stripped by blue, please?
Knock-on by red or ripped by blue.
Yeah.
Big moment there. If it's ripped by blue, it's a try.
Yeah.
Munster will be delighted with that. Stephen Larkin will be chuffed. Their attack there, down 14 men, forward staying nice and square. Explored that edge really well.
Okay, so the player looks to turn his body to place the ball, and I think he loses the ball forward is my first impression from that.
Okay, the blue player is playing the arm and not the ball, so it's not a rip, it's knock on.
It's a knock on, so we restart with a scrum to blue. Knock on.
John Klein
was his turn to reach for the try,
that close.
He's lost the ball. The player's legal on his feet and he's pulled the arm.
That's as close as he'll be for the time being. It's a Clermont scrum off the knock on. And Shane Daly's back with us.
We must stay down, and if there's pressure, we must go back.
Let's go! Let's go, Josh! Let's go, boys! Go, Munster!
Patient. Crouch! Bind! No, you clearly went across the middle there. You stepped forward.
It's a shame Munster couldn't convert that into points, but I think they'll still be pretty pleased with that. Because the Clermont defence was quite good and they're nicely stretched.
Oh, don't hit me though.
On clearing kick to Haley. Stephen Archer has a little bit of a shield for as long as he could. Murray. And this is Tyke Byrne, Heineken's star of the match at a rainy Thomond Park last weekend. Here goes Keith Earls. Switching wings this evening, no Andrew Conway. Daly now restored to the left wing. And that's the way that Munster are launching their latest adventure, but it wasn't clean.
Stephen Archer's such a clever player there. You saw him do that. That's his 12th season now, been with Munster. He's incredibly durable. He only missed one game in Europe last year. And he's keeping John Ryan on the bench tonight, who's been really good playing for Ireland over the last 18 months.
Penalty going against Rabah Slimani for the high tackle. Got decent haircuts wherever we look tonight. Don't have to look far for the old mullet, do you?
It's really come back into fashion, I think.
You said it would, Brendan, in fairness, and it has.
Yep, good. Just be careful, okay?
I think, unfortunately, Nick, I'm counting down how many haircuts I actually have left.
I'm talking to Slimani.
Once again, JJ Hanrahan.
Yeah, I think for me there's a clear lean across on the bind. Listen.
I'm just trying to explain.
I'm talking to these guys who are shaking their head behind your back. It's more important I speak to them properly. Just be in control on that bind phase, okay? The clear picture of the weight stopping, okay? Yeah, no worries.
We'll chat with the Munster front row while the Munster fly half was sizing up this kick. You heard the boom. You heard it struck. And Clermont tries are being responded to with Munster penalties at the moment.
JJ will be really chuffed with that start, because I think the small bit of pressure's on him now at the moment with people talking about Ben Healy and what he's achieving, and hopefully will go on to achieve.
Backwards, play on.
Been taken in cleanly by Coombs.
Thank you.
Munster will be disappointed with how they've received the restart so far from Clermont.
Stop.
Only had one successful exit.
Yes, 3 of the 4 have been a little bit messy. Stephen Larkham on the left, Jan van Graan on the right.
Rabah. Space.
It's nice to see, though, Stephen Larkham's imprint and stuff slowly but surely coming back into Munster and how they play, and they're getting away from just this kick chase game.
Hold.
Line up taken by Byrne.
Line out is over. That is a maul. Once.
Sean Klein who takes it on. His work is now done, though, according to Conor Murray. Time to employ the boot. Penno. Again, looking to stretch that Munster cloth as much as they can. Here's Jean-Pascal Barak. Putting some kick pressure, some territory pressure on Mike Haley and Munster, and for the time being, they're happy enough to do that.
Yeah, that's a great kick from Barak. Clermont signed him after the World Sevens was cancelled, and he's really taken his opportunities in the top 14.
Line out's over.
You can tell that that back three really wants to play. Wouldn't blame them also.
I didn't see.
Some defensive work to do for Coombs, week on from his European debut and his first Champions Cup try. Another one of those brilliant young Munster players just beginning to emerge.
If you're in front, 3,
Hanrahan.
Thank you.
Under some pressure, but...
Yeah, he touched on Gavin Coombs there, and the other couple of young guys Munster have, and how well they've gelled, and how positive people are speaking from inside the province. Now it's the more senior guys who've come back from international duty are going to have to match the standards that they've set.
You probably don't need me to tell you just how buoyant the mood was within the camp this week. Everybody excited about the way they're developing, growing as a squad, the way they're trying to expand the game. But the realisation today that they're up against Clermont, and challenges certainly away from home don't come much stiffer than this, as Keith Earls loses it forward and creates the opportunity for Penno to take on Earls again, and Penno using his strength. He doesn't look much, but he's driving towards that line. And now Raka as well coming in off the other wing. Lopez, and in the end, asking just a little bit too much of George Moala. However, Byrne was offside, so Clermont will get to go again.
They just seem to just turn it up a small bit when they have the ball. Their transfer from defence to attack is brilliant. They're so hungry to get the ball. You can tell they're playing with such confidence. It's great to watch.
10 metres, thank you.
They're also using that little grubber kick beyond the defence to pressurise the receiver as well. It's not all ball in hand stuff. They
hold your
have got
space,
so many options, and here's another option. Here's the hammer. Etienne Fourcade, the hooker, has it, and he's happy to do the hard work all on his own, and they've got 4. And again, Clermont with the 4th and bonus point securing try, and we've not yet played 24 minutes.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't in the Munster script, but Clermont are just so unbelievably physical, and Munster are just struggling a small bit in the collisions with them, and probably a little bit too easy Clermont getting across the gain line. But like you said, they're using that kick really well, and I think Munster need to kind of go back to basics and start doing the simple things well.
Merci. Thank you.
Not had an awful lot of ball, in fairness. It's very difficult to shape the match, to shape the contest, when you spent the bulk of it so far in defence, having to deal with all the runners and all the threats that Clermont have to offer. Yeah, absolutely. I think Clermont, when they have the ball, are playing in the right areas of the pitch, and Munster are struggling to get out of their own half. So they need to rely on Conor Murray's experience now. And that scoreboard is already looking a little bit gruesome. Clermont 28, Munster 9. And the latest try, all about the crash, the bang and the wallop.
Yeah, they're kind of, the lads touched it in the studio before the game. They kind of have a bit of everything and kind of a bit of X factor in kind of most facets of the game, Clermont at the moment.
Backwards off blue, play on for me.
Lannon got his fingertips to it. It went backwards, but Munster Red were there in number. Taken on by Stander initially. Now Gavin Coombs.
Good choice.
Hanrahan lays it up for Dialendi.
Let him go now.
Week on from his Champions Cup debut against Harlequins. Hanrahan once more, and Haley diving through. This is Stander. Look how quick Fritz Lee was up. Goodness me, that's a collision of minds tonight, isn't it? Lee and Stander.
Yeah, that's superb defence from Clermont. They'll be delighted with that. Fritz Lee has been some stalwart for them since he's come over from the Chiefs. It's been brilliant now consistently for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, there aren't many who stop CJ Stander in his tracks, but Fritz Lee did just then. Bolded his way over for one of the tries against Bristol.
It's so eerie seeing the Stade Marcel Michelin so quiet. It's like probably one of rugby's best theatres.
Bind. Set. Use
Sebastian
it.
Bezzi.
It's taken in.
Walloped away by Barak. Haley with a lot of time.
Play on.
Takes on Moala and then gets the ball away from the outstretched arms of Larnan. Here's Stander. Always one of European rugby's heavy transporters. Dialende.
12 side entry.
Penalty against Moala.
Slowing the ball, number 12. Side. You came from the side, you slowed the ball down.
Mike Haley started the game really well. It's great to see him playing well. He's obviously was capped for Ireland there through his grannies from Cork, or from Kerry, sorry.
second car now.
Come on, Blues. On the assistant.
10 second car. Kom hier. Allez, gaan mensen. Kom hier.
There's Moala. And his defensive liners, O'Mahony. And now Marshall ripping back round. Dialende engaging Coombs. First time in a while, Munster just beginning to play a few notes of their own, and now Haley scores! Oh, that was much better.
That's a brilliant try for Munster. They'll be absolutely chuffed with that. Probably everyone was expecting Dialende to carry in the midfield, and he leaves it up for Coombs. It's a cracking score.
Well, this is the kind of rugby that Stephen Larkham has been talking about for the last 12 months, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the guys there running into the holes and making the Clermont defenders turn their shoulders in. DJ Stander runs a cracking line there.
Thank you, Eric.
And then obviously the Barak was attracted to, and to Peter Manny. Lovely ball to Mike Haley, who definitely deserves that. It's a great try for Munster.
Yeah, Larkham just trying to develop a bit more snap, crackle, pop and attack. That sharp offloading game. He didn't, by his own admission, get a full run at it before the start of last season, but certainly this season, even with the breakdown, they've had a whole summer, and he will say that they're just starting to see the kind of things that he's talking about.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's definitely starting to rub off in their game, and I think probably the kind of the lockdown and all that sort of stuff is probably a blessing in disguise for them, and Stephen Larkham can rub his stamp all over it.
What of the conversion? JJ Hanran.
God, he's kicking really well.
He is, isn't he? He's in the groove, and it's a 7-point try. My goodness, it was worth the 7 points. Brilliant score.
Yeah, absolutely, and you see it there again. I think Dialende attracts two of the Clermont guys, and Gavin Coombs, who's been on fire of late. Super carry. That's a fantastic try. It's great to see tries off set piece, Nick, as well. You know, the creativity and the you know, what they practice during the week rubbing off in the game. It's great.
Increasingly, you're seeing sides looking to do as much as they can, certainly within the first 3 phases, because they know that defences are that much better set afterwards, aren't they? As Munster win the penalty from the restart.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why that's why the weeks is so important to identify kind of where, you know, teams are weak and use, you know, Dialende's strengths and Chris Farrell's strengths and that sort of thing to bring into the game.
Let's play.
You know, personally, for me, I love to see a proper launch off set piece instead of this like crash bang and kind of set it up in the midfield and kind of come around the corner, kind of like boring rugby in a way that kind of nobody wants to watch. And it's great to see Munster kind of being inventive at set piece.
Yeah. The ball. Yes, please, Munster.
It's a fairly lengthy committee meeting, deciding where this throw from Reece Marshall is going to go. Niall Scannell, by the way, training again after his neck injury. He was part of the warm-up squad tonight. But it's Marshall and then O'Byrne later as Dialende finds some space and does really well and pops it up beautifully. Goodness me, what a pass that was from Dialende. And then the kick forward comes off the posts. And that needed to be sharp defending from the hooker, Etienne Fourcade.
Guys.
Jeez, that's brilliant from the hooker to get it.
Have a look. Just let us deal with it. Yeah, for me, I think the ball is in, but we need to see if it's clearly. Okay, Eric, we just want one quick look. See if the ball is in or not. For me, live, I thought it was in. So we'll have a 22.
Now it touches the line. Question is whether Fourcade then took it over into the 22.
Yeah, the ball's bounced on the line, so it's in.
22.
It's another great launch from Munster. You see the way they're attracting the Clermont defenders in and, you know, giving their guys with
live, I
who are
thought
dangerous
it was in, so we stick with
some
my own
space.
decision because it's not clear.
Keep it on, Coombsy. Let's go, Josh.
It would be a mistake to think that Damien Dialende is just one of those big heavy lorries who takes the ball up through midfields, through 12s and 13s. He can do that, but then he had the subtlety to deliver that offload as well.
Yeah, and he's quick as well, he's strong.
Now this is Larnan, but he's brought back by a peep of Matthew Carley's whistle.
Knock on, Blue.
Munster have settled nicely into the game now. I'd say if they're, be really disappointed with the opening 5-6 minutes. If they didn't give those early scores away to Clermont, they'd probably feel. Obviously, Stade Marcel Michelin's a difficult place to go, but I think conceding a try after 26 seconds is the last thing on the.
He is correct. He has to be in control of the ball to drop it to kick it. Okay, he lost control forwards.
Ball was knocked on by Damian Penaud, who was part of all the fun at Ashton Gate a week ago. He ran in a couple of tries.
He's right.
It looked like they were really enjoying their game last week in Bristol.
Perfect. Same as the last scrum.
They've done well to steady things, though. At the point that Fritzley and co looked like they were charging away over the horizon. Mike Haley try has just given the scoreline a slightly different complexion.
Yeah, absolutely, and that penalty's now ideal. They're just starting to get some field, start to play in the right areas of the pitch, and slowly but surely kind of starting to get into the game nicely. And JJ's kind of putting some lovely width on the ball, and like I said, it's so nice to see their forwards running straight and guys running in the middle of holes, and they're causing Clermont a bit of some damage.
I understand, but it wouldn't have been any more than a penalty. You landed on your feet.
It's also interesting to see this relationship between Conor Murray and JJ Hanrahan re-establishing itself at the moment. Murray was saying this week that when you've been away with Ireland for 6 weeks, you spend a lot of time catching up on all the homework. We'll come back to that because that was not a great kick, and frustratingly for Peter O'Mahony and for Munster, the next throw will be on halfway rather than down by Clermont's try line. That is brilliant from Penaud.
Yeah, it's superb from Penaud. It was inches from an absolute cracking kick from JJ.
Over 15. Play on.
Clermont, all of a sudden, with opportunities now of their own that they wouldn't have been expecting, and George Moala. And a stander on the ball, making sure that it's Munster's. Yeah, the business of reintegrating test players back into the side. Conor Murray has said actually the bulk of his work over the last couple of weeks has been getting up to speed with all the new processes, just the little subtleties that they brought in attack-wise, getting up to speed with what Stephen Larkham's looking for.
Yeah, and the fact that they've been going so well in the Pro 14 has been great, and there's obviously a massive confidence, and like I was saying, the young guys have gelled really, really well. And it's important now the likes of Stander and Peter O'Mahony and Conor Murray, kind of almost get up to speed with what they're doing and do it quickly.
Sorry for Marshall. Line out has been a real source of strength so far this season, and as soon as that was said, that was almost inevitably going to lead to what happened next.
It's always the way, isn't it?
Thank you.
Here goes Barak. Munster perhaps stunned to win this ball back as quickly as they can. No way through for Larnan.
No, three, stop.
Stephen Archer told to stop pushing. Chip over the top that was read by Haley. Now he's looking for a route through that blue and yellow defence. Hanrahan away quickly to Diolende, and then O'Mahony. And laid back by Chris Farrell.
That was incredible turnover from Yato.
Not a clear lift, just one hand there.
Lopez. Raka is well read by Wycherley. And again, that battle for the ball on the floor, and I think O'Mahony has come back with it.
Let it go now, thank you.
Fabulous scrap for possession.
Got the contest at the breakdown really is good. Both sides are absolutely flying into it.
Number 9 and 3 over the ball.
Bezzy and Slimani in combination to frustrate Archer and Murray.
It's great to see Slimani still on the pitch. He's had, I think, something like 20 yellow cards in his career.
penalty has taken Clermont within Munster's 22.
Yeah, Munster will be really hoping now they don't concede before half-time. Hopefully they'd be after get up the other end of the pitch and see if they can get something on the board.
Hold, please, Munster.
Fritzley just standing off.
That's in 5.
And then he whips the ball away. And Bezzi and Raka. French international, went to the World Cup last year, Raka. Back very much in club colours. That was lost by Clermont Lannen.
I think there was a mix-up in communication there from Clermont off that launch. It looked like they weren't really too sure what they were doing. Munster will be glad with the ball back.
There's some fairly major hunks
Let's play.
this evening, Clermont. Not just Vaha Mahina, but Itoria,
Let's go.
Australian Tamani as well. They're all injured, which is why we're seeing the likes of 20-year-old Clermont Lannen making his first European start tonight, guided by old heads like Fritzley.
Yeah, not a bad person to have next to you in Fritzley to guide you through your first game.
Connor. Crouch. Bind. Set.
90 seconds to half-time. Stander on a scrum that has gone forward nicely, and comfortable position for Conor Murray just to clear their lines.
Yeah, it's great from Munster. As I said, they really wouldn't want to concede right before the break, and to get back into Clermont's half now with a minute left and the clock's great. Hopefully they can try and turn the ball over and you know, get something on the board themselves.
No problem. You ought to fight to stay up, okay?
Get in the air, get in the air.
Hold. Line it over.
Fourcade has it.
One is legal.
Sebastian Bezzi doesn't look entirely happy, and in the end Fourcade just takes it upon himself to create a little bit of space and takes on Imani. Bezzi just pops it up again for Catheliato, who has been a central figure to what Clermont have been about for the whole of this first half.
He's just been everywhere, and every single time he gets the ball, he's over the gain line, and there's 2-3 guys pulling him down.
Penalty advantage.
It's his first start of the season after a lengthy injury. He's back with a bang, certainly in the first 40 minutes. Back for the advantage.
Number 3, side entry. Number 3.
Stephen Archer.
Incredibly durable, Stephen Archer, as I was saying, in his 12th season for Munster, but it feels like he's been playing ever since I've first ever started watching rugby.
It's difficult sometimes, yeah.
He's a fully paid up member of the club, that's for sure. The only survivor from the front three that started a week ago against Quins. Wycherley and Marshall, the two newcomers, with one last defensive shift before we head to the half-time hutches.
Six. Thank you.
Etienne Fourcade started tonight ahead of Adrien Police, the replacement hooker for Clermont.
CJ.
It will be Fourcade with the throw. Oh, he does nicely, and now again he's off on his travels. Up cleverly at the front of that line out, but then not so clever, and that is half-time. A real early examination for Munster. The try after just 26 seconds scored by Alivaretti Raka, then the penalty try, then Damien Penaud, and then Fourcade. But Mike Haley, as Munster started to get a little bit of a toehold towards the end. However, after 40 minutes in the Auvergne, it is Clermont 28, Munster 60. Thanks, Martin. It's been quite a sporting week back home in the kingdom. Limerick becoming all-Ireland hurling champions again. If the rugby boys, Brendan, are going to extend those celebrations into a second weekend, it would be quite a comeback. But what have been the key talking points, do you think, at half-time?
I reckon Munster really want to start this second half now really, really well. You know, do the simple things well and try and get field position, get some points on the board, because, you know, if they didn't give away those kind of soft early scores, they'd be right in this game, and they'd probably feel they were probably more dominant in the last 15-20 minutes of that half.
Here they come. Only 4 pool games, of course, in this concertina shortened pool phase this season. And they were all saying this week, Jean Klein was saying this week, that you have to more than ever make absolutely every game count in the European pool stages. If you can't win it, at least come home with something. That's always been Munster's mantra. It's always had to be the mantra, Brendan.
Absolutely, it's their never say die attitude that they have, you know, and they're probably the one side that will never ever go away, and it's credit to them and the history that they have.
We're good.
Matthew Carley in charge.
Perfect.
Frank Gazemer, I suspect, would have been happy enough with what he saw in that first half.
Time on.
Just above halfway in the top 14 after the opening exchanges. They've been scoring bags of points, but they've also been conceding a few as well.
Yeah, I think, you know, Munster's attack would be delighted.
Pull on the arm. He pulled on the arm.
It's not the ideal start. Like, probably the last thing they wanted to do.
Yes, it was Clermont Larnan who was impeded. It's Keith Earls who got up there, and Larnan who came down rather awkwardly and in the end painfully.
You want to kick a goal? No? Okay.
But as Mike Haley and co found out, there are holes in that Clermont defence. They just need to be found.
Yeah, absolutely. And the animation from the dummy runners from Munster have been great. They've been running into the middle of the holes, therefore turning the Clermont defenders' shoulders in and creating space for guys around them.
All in, I think. All in, all in, all in, all in.
First big job, however, is a defensive job. Tyg Byrne, part of this Munster line-out that was won by Larnan. He's having a busy first European start, the youngster. And Clermont, the first to put their second half cards on the table. This is Jed Raziak, France test player in his time. However, Munster's work on the floor, and particularly that of Gavin Coombs, winning the ball back.
Yeah, that's Gavin. That's him. You know, he's kind of getting headlines because he's scoring so many tries. But it's, you know, turnovers like that, and, you know, just on the 22, start his second half. It's so important, and now he's really playing well.
Yeah, he really put his hand up, Brendan, while the test players are away, as a ball carrier ostensibly, but in defence as well. He's proving to be a right old nuisance.
Yeah, he was playing number 8 when the internationals were on and scored 7 tries, and he was unbelievably destructive with ball in hand. Billy Holland on the sidelines today.
Now acrobatically won by Omani, and the penalty also goes Munster's way as Rhys Marshall went scuttling through, but he's
out, landing on the man.
Brought back. Clermont breaking the line.
Yeah, but he doesn't get the ball and he lands on the lifter. It's dangerous. Oh, that's fun.
And Marshall absolutely thrilled to be right back in the thick of things again after last season rather obliterated by a knee injury. Back involved with the likes of Omani picking out his captain. And there again is Larnan, just a little bit busier than he ought to be legally in the air.
Yeah, he's probably quite eager. You know, it's his first European game, and wants to keep the momentum up from the first half because he'd a really good first half. He was everywhere, to be fair.
Oh, that extra pressure on the shoulders of JJ Hanrahan at the moment. Tyler Blandal retiring last season. Joey Carberry, we're hearing his training again after all those ankle problems, but they're being very patient, Munster, as you'd expect with Joey Carberry, desperate to get him back, but not too quickly. So for the time being, as it has been for a while, all eyes on JJ Hanrahan. it's continuing to be a productive period for Munster. 28-9 at one stage is now 28-19 at the start of this second half.
Yeah, they're nicely back in the game now, and they want to get straight back down into Clermont's territory and try to get some more points on the board.
Cami Lopez has us going again. It's not clean from the restart. Shane Daly on that occasion. There's one obvious area that Munster could happily tidy up. It's the gathering of those kickoffs.
Yeah, 100%. I think they might have had, what, 2 successful exits in the game so far, and they probably do so much of that, during the week, and that's just the simple things done well, isn't it? That will frustrate them and the coaches.
No idea what he said.
Let's go, boys. Good. Let's go, Luis. Let's go. Come on, Josh. Josh, you have him.
Lovely support for Josh Wycherley. You have him. Let's see whether Josh Wycherley does have Rabah Slimani. Rabah Slimani is not happy with that engagement.
There's no sanction. There's no sanction. Yeah. Come on in.
Johan van Graan keeping a very close eye on Josh Wycherley tonight. 3 loose heads missing. James Cronin was injured in training this week. Dave Kilcoyne still making his way back from an ankle problem. And Jeremy Lockman in trouble by a shoulder. He actually started for the A-team last night. So there are players on the way back, but this evening on the shoulders of Josh Wycherley. And it's Slimani who pops up. And it's a Munster penalty.
Looks like he does have him, Nick.
Up under the pressure.
That's brilliant. He'll be absolutely delighted with that.
10.
Well, you spend your career putting feathers in your cap, but that's one that Josh Wycherley will remember for a long while.
It's amazing, the momentum. Like, I feel really just the momentum's really starting to swing. And
the far side of the scrum. That's fine. Step up.
That's a decent shove. That's about the power in the second row as well, isn't it? Klein and Byrne, and then Coombs and O'Mahony and Stander adding what they can add. And in the end, that collective 8 just too much for Clermont.
6. Thank you. Come across. This is too big. Come on, we'll get players jumping across otherwise. Thank you. That's in 5. Line out's over. It's a maul.
Won by
John
Klein.
It's in 5.
And low and head down. Reece Marshall. Murray now comes in to
Same maul.
Take the ball when Marshall's ready to give it to him. That moment isn't quite yet. And the pack quite happy and right to hold on to it. They've got the penalty. Hanrahan picking out a static Earls in the end. Earls doing what he can from that position. But back we come.
Munster's tail slowly but surely starting to get up a small bit. Their bench is making a lot of noise, and I think the Clermont probably feed off the 20,000 fans who are.
Or any participant in the line out, it's over. I'll put my arm up if the line out's on.
That's Billy Holland on his feet. Craig Casey behind the face mask, wondering when he might be invited to try and shape this game. Oh. Well, that's about as frustrating as it gets.
It's so frustrating for JJ because he's had such a great game so far. He's kicked his points and he's got his team moving around the pitch.
Pushing 5 metres then.
Yeah, let's go, Stevie. Let's go,
Is that a smile or a grimace on the face of Reece Marshall? One of the two.
Hang on. No ball.
Clermont will know what happened in the previous scrum.
Yeah, no worries, time up. Yeah, time off.
A Champions Cup journey for Racing that ended in the last 8 last season, back in September. They couldn't make home advantage count that day here against Racing.
Yeah, time on.
Scored 4 tries, but they were kicked out in the end by Teddy Iribaren's boot. And here they are now, once again rebuilding, trying to do something which has so far eluded them and become European champions.
Bind. Set.
Wycherley and Slimani bang in. Slimani's not in the most comfortable of positions, and in the end Clermont did well to get that ball away under a lot of pressure. This is Damian Penaud, tackled by a determined Farrell. Oh, there as well, equally determined. Farrell still thrashing around on the floor. Raka happy to get that ball back. There's a renewed urgency about Munster in defence right now, however.
Yeah, they'll be absolutely delighted with that. That was brilliant defence from Conor Murray there off that scrum. He chased after the 9.
And he's offside. Knock on. Time off.
Rather pensive-looking Didier Bess, who is
Number 7.
Clermont's scrum coach.
I will come this side.
Yeah, there's a real hustle about the Munster defence at the moment.
Yes, we do have this. Yeah, I'm going to come this side and have a look, because I think I'm going to come this side. But the ball was in and away very quickly in that last scrum, so there was a lot of going on after the ball had gone.
One Larnan brother replacing another.
Stay down.
Clermont off, and Thibaut Larnan is on, 20-year-old, just beginning to make his impression as well on the senior squad. One twin on for another.
Crouch. Bind. Set. So just wait. We're not stable. Same scrum. Not stable. Right.
Let's go. And we go again.
Patience for the ball. Stay square. Both of you. Let's stay square. Fight to stay straight. Patience, pull a ballon.
Yes, face heavy, bud. Go. Yeah. Let's go. Nice and strong. Then go on, boys.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Now, what kind of platform can Munster provide? That's a solid one, and Murray can work off it, and again it's nicely releasing Keith Earls. Dielende batters his way through. Took 2, 3, 4 Clermont defenders in the end to bring him down. Here goes Archer, and a fabulous position for Munster to do something, and they've won a penalty.
Pass the ball.
Another great first phase launch from Munster. The analysts will be getting a pat in the back now after this game.
On the line, guys. Kick a goal. Hands clearly on the floor, waiting for the clear out to pull you onto it.
Why did launching off first phase go out of fashion? Launching off line-outs, launching off scrums?
So, maybe because coaching to you know, just
be patient.
Bash the ball
just
up was kind of the easy thing to do, and the inventive side of the game kind of went away. And then I think maybe an influence from rugby league, and I think you see one team do it,
After the kick.
Other sides kind of do it. But it's great to see Munster kind of being way more expansive than they have been, and like the lads were saying it in the studio at half time, it's the Stephen Larkham effect.
Well, how about this? There's still an awful lot of work to do, of course, but Munster have scored the last 13 points, and they're now within half a dozen. Clermont 28, Munster 22.
Yes, Munster would be absolutely delighted with that. Clermont tend to start games really, really well, and then kind of when they build the lead, they switch off a small bit and don't go typically French, but just kind of get away from what they're good at.
See what Munster can do with this restart.
Good timing, no problem.
It's a bit more secure. Gathered by Chris Farrell, and he rolls back on the red side. Conor Murray waits.
Carry CJ. Well done,
CJ stand there. Jed Raziak does what he could initially to hold him up, drive him towards the touchline.
Use it!
Under some pressure from Thibaut Larnen. It's bouncing around, and a loose ball collected by Marshall. Murray. And now Hanrahan.
Thank you.
In the end, Munster cleared it. Now what of Raka? Even from here, we all just edge a little bit closer to the end of the seats, but that's great work from O'Mahony, leading the defensive charge, and now Munster trying to glue Clermont deep in their own 22.
Patience.
Munster expecting the kick to come now.
Stay if you're in front.
And in the end, it came a pass later than they might have expected. But it'll come back at them via Haley. Daly to his right, takes on Penno.
Haley will be disappointed with that.
It's okay, nothing wrong on the charge down. Nothing wrong on the charge down.
It's the voice of Eric Gausin, our TMO, happy enough with the way Peter O'Mahony dealt with that.
You all right, Pete? Do you want a second?
Well, changes in the
Time still off. Injury.
Front row. Two props, Etienne Falgu and Sipili Falatea.
Yeah, time's off. Give him a second.
Both on.
Messi.
Well, that's an indication of how Didier Bess and Frank Azema have seen that scrum going recently. It's certainly a sense that Munster beginning to get a little bit of a grip on it, and they've decided that Penny Ravai and Rabah Slimani's work is over for the night.
Yeah, I think Munster are quietly getting on top set piece-wise.
Clermont line up, one again by the new man, Larnen.
Let him dig it out. It's fine. Use it. Leave it. Leave it.
Daly.
Hold. Thank you.
This is Stander.
Nine. Thank you, Colin.
Delende, and that is clever.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you talked about. He's not just a battering ram that he kind of looks. That was a lovely touch. It's the absolute right thing to do because they're right in their own on that right-hand side.
Stay out. Come on, let's stay out.
Five. Come here, Bayern.
Don't move, one. Thank you. Outside.
Decent stretch from Byrne.
Touch on the outside arm. Scrum or line, Pete.
And the threat of Byrne in the air, forcing the error from the line out.
Time off.
And at the moment...
Okay, number 4, red, substitution.
Clermont are struggling to get any kind of toehold in these set pieces.
Yeah, they've not come out from the second half, compared to how they started the first half.
Yeah. Let's go then, please. Red decision. Line out. Line out. Come up to the line, guys.
Winning his own aerial battle with them.
Messi.
Paul
Time on.
Jedraziak. Jean Klein has been replaced by
5, thank you.
Fanine Wycherley. So Josh's slightly older brother now on the same pitch together. That's quite a moment in Europe. Here at the Stade Marcel Michelin. Stander whips it away to Murray, and this is Farrell. Munster really playing on the front foot at the moment. Delende back to Murray. A gathering storm. Stander, what a handoff that was. This is Haley. If he could have got the ball away cleanly to Daly, a try was on the table, but it wasn't quite clean enough.
Yeah, such a shame. It was such a great build-up.
They ran into each other. No? Boys, right, let's stop. The TMO will look if there's something clear. It's not foul play for me live. We're going to stop. Time is off. Injury, time off. That's right. Come here. Come here.
Just have a listen to
three
Matthew
or four
Colley
of your
here.
players come to me, pointing at the screen and doing this, then I'll just consider stopping the game and giving a penalty. It's not foul play for me live. The TMO will look in the background if there's something clear and obvious. Yeah, I know. So was I. Yeah, okay.
Reece Marshall taking running repairs. Now let's have another. Oh, that's what they're looking at. It was Judikal Kankoria who came in.
Need to stop and look. I want to know. I'm not too bothered about him attempting to tackle the player. It's just whether he wrapped.
Okay, let's do official call, please.
Yep. Okay, time off.
Seemed to be an awful lot of shoulder and not a lot of arm. Kankoria is the man under the spotlight at the moment. And that's why Reece
I will
Marshall
show you the
took a
angle
little
from
while
behind.
I just want to see,
get back on his
to
feet.
see if he's trying to wrap or not.
Yeah.
Once again, Eric Gozat, our TMO in the truck.
Wait a second, please. It's coming now.
What do you reckon, Brendan?
I don't know. I think he could be spending some time on the sidelines, whether it's probably
There's
yellow.
no clear attempt to wrap.
The left arm is by his side, and then after the shoulder, his arm just comes
Exactly,
up.
exactly. So there's not enough of wrapping.
Okay, so for me, it's no attempt, but it's on the body. So we're obviously not at the highest end, but it is high force. So no attempt to wrap and on the body. So yellow card.
Okay, agree.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6.
Judikal Kankoria is heading off for 10 minutes.
6. He must get his arms up to wrap.
And again, just another indication that the tide here is beginning to turn, it would seem.
The same applies.
Big time.
You've got to let us go through the process, okay? No, that's fine. That's fine.
These next 10 minutes need to galvanise Clermont. Otherwise, Munster will be sniffing out a win, definitely.
Decision. Kick a goal. Stay where you are, though. Don't come in front of the line.
Well, there are 3 bankable points here, and the tantalising option of maybe 7, and in the end, Peter Omani decided to bank what they might have in front of the posts.
Yeah, I think with 23 minutes left, 3 points is the right call.
You all right?
Harry.
Well, bit by bit, Munster have eased away at that Clermont lead that used to be 19 points, and now look at it, it's down to 3. Clermont 28, Munster 25.
Munster need to get this restart bang on.
Yes, please.
There's been an occasional Achilles heel so far, but not there. That is wonderfully taken by Wycherley. Rose highest, came down absolutely securely with it. And with his brother Josh Wycherley providing the iron curtain for Conor Murray to clear away safely. That's how you clear your lines.
Absolutely, the simple things done well. They'll be chuffed with that.
Don't squeeze the space.
They'll go after the ball now in the line-out.
Don't squeeze the space, stay out.
6.
Patheliato still with us. Seems a long time ago since he was part of that opening try in 26 seconds for Clermont.
On the line, guys, on the line.
Seems a long time ago since Etienne Fourcade scored their 4th try to establish that 19-point lead.
just seem to stop playing. This is where you'd feel Morgan Parra will be good for them, steady the ship a small bit.
Peter O'Mahony is having one of those nights as well. Stamping his character on this contest. For the time being, it's Fourcade bringing it away. Bezzy. That wasn't clean.
Number 6, get out, please.
But it wasn't clean for a reason. Coombs picked out by Matthew Carley.
Number 6, roll away. Kick it, go.
I know it's that cliche, Nick, but it really is that coach killer, isn't it? Like they just got nicely back in the game. They're down to 14 men.
Rolling away.
No need to give away the penalty.
That's right.
So when we jump up on attack, they're coming, but they're coming underneath us. That's what we're falling on
On the line out? Oh, look. Oh, look.
The way Cami Lopez has been kicking recently, you wouldn't expect him to miss that. And it's a 6-point cushion again. As our reporter on the ground looks on.
If I can see it clearly,
He's still a
then
dashing
yes.
figure, isn't he, old Scott Spedding?
Yeah.
It is so strange, though, isn't it? As Scott was saying before the match, eerily quiet. You played here, Brendan. You know what a seething circus this place can be.
You honestly can't hear the person next to you.
Thank you.
You're trying to get calls into the out half, and the out half's screaming at you, looking for a call, and
you genuinely can't hear the bloke next to you.
it's unbelievably loud, especially at the start of games. That's probably why they start games so well.
Guys, step off, Blue. Step off. Thank you.
We're into the final quarter, and who'd have thought after the first quarter that the outcome of this match would still be in the balance?
Yeah, absolutely, but it's that Munster never say die attitude.
Step up, Red. Thank you. Good space.
It's been a performance, certainly, after the first 20 minutes, overflowing with Munster character.
Stay.
And the position they put themselves in here. Tyke Byrne claiming it. And again, Reece Marshall still with us, still happy to drive the van towards that Clermont line. Fineen Wycherley now part of the muscular effort. Conor Murray happy to let it roll towards the line. Now it's the back's opportunity to run with it. Taken on by Dialende, picked up once more by Marshall. There's Hanrahan. Enough red shirts there quickly enough as Clermont hoped for the turnover. Fineen Wycherley back once more. Here's Chris Farrell.
No, he's tripped over 18. He tripped over 18. Play on. Tackle, let him go. Away.
Murray. Archer. Oh, ball's been lost. And this might be trouble as Patheli-Yato begins to bring it away. We know all about Clermont's ambition, but the frustration of the knock on that close to the line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good build-up from Munster.
You okay?
Clermont looked like defensively.
Did the post move? Knock on. Scrum. 9 and 6 replacement.
John Ryan who took it in.
Josh! A minute, Josh!
Are we good? Okay, let's play. Time on.
Jack O'Donoghue now on the back of that Munster scrum, and Conor Murray
Good standard.
giving way to Craig Casey. Conor Murray, a big fan of Casey, the coming generation. Another
Crouch.
energetic 9 from Limerick was how Conor Murray described him this week.
Yeah, and
just the first go. You must have the spaces. Yeah, but you have to be on the outside and you have to be
He's
in.
actually got
Here we are.
a framed Peter Stringer shirt on his wall still back home that was given to him when he was 8.
I'm pretty sure he was a mascot potentially. But I think that just shows how much he's rated. You know, with 15 minutes to go in a game of Europe, the game's still in the balance, and he's been brought on.
Set.
Josh Wycherley on this near side, still going strong, scrummaging now against Falatea, and look at that scrum, and O'Donoghue was there, snaring Fritz Lee, and Munster.
He's being held in.
Sensing blood here.
Let it come on the blue side. No more contest. No. One. Get out.
Clermont having to work so hard.
No.
From a very unappetising position, and Bezzy clears away, and in the circumstances that was about as good as he could have done.
Yeah, it was an excellent clearance from Bezzy. What a scrum from Munster.
Well, that's a moment that would have had Graham Rowntree shifting around with pleasure in his seat, and time now for Casey to use it. Stander drives it on. Casey once more to another new man, Jack O'Donoghue. Flanker wearing the 23 jersey tonight. Munster going for that 6-2 split between forwards and backs.
Stop it at every breakdown.
Wycherley. And now Hanrahan. He's held on to by Yato. 15 minutes to go. Fanine Wycherley. Abrasive ball carrier. Likewise, Tyg Byrne.
Thank you.
And Casey deciding that after a lot of ball in hand, it's time to put a little bit of pressure on Damian Penaud.
Thank you.
And Haley once more to Daly. He found Casey, who did well to hold on to it. Munster penalty.
Off feet.
Just a little bit of weariness in the eyes of Patheli Yato and Fritz Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're kind of looking around to each other, waiting for someone to do something. Need to get into the right part of the pitch. Munster's latch when they carry close contact quarter stuff is brilliant. You know, Stander was barreled over the gain line there.
No
but I think Jack O'Donoghue making such a difference.
Jean Klein, Stephen Archer, just spectators now, but spectators with some hope. Again, the line out taken by Byrne. Once more, Reece Marshall, who's still with us. Peter Omani in the middle of all that.
Advantage.
Ryan. Then Hanrahan, and what of Haley? He's got to deal with George Moala, who's over that ball. Back we come.
It's a collapse by number 4. Any more down here and someone will leave the field. We need to have better discipline. Number 4, collapse. Yeah, no. Time back on, let's go. No, I've just given the warning, time's back on. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, that's fine. He's back. Time flies, eh?
Matthew Carley seems to really enjoy this game.
12? 12?
Yeah, he's been chatty, certainly enjoying it more at the moment than that man, Frank Azema.
Time on.
Another dozen minutes to go. This time, JJ Hanrahan says we're not interested in the 3 points for the penalty. We're going to try and drive from this line out.
Yeah, it's a huge play. I thought actually they'd go for the 3 again, but 10 minutes left.
No, they're on the line.
Udikal Kankoria is back with us. Clermont have done well just to block the drain while he was away, but they've got some work to do here. And then Marshall still has it, and he might have scored. Oh, the cheers will tell you that Munster are convinced that Rhys Marshall has scored.
Clear decision on field. Yeah? Okay. Touch. Blue.
Oh. The decision is that he didn't quite get there. That left elbow, Brendan, maybe of Rhys Marshall hitting the touchline just before he got the ball down.
Yeah, they were so close. He just needed the line to come just a metre before.
Stay there. Stay there. Peter, move away. Peter, move away. Red, move away. Move away. Move away. Move away. Move away and let me take my decision. Move away. Move away and let me do the decision.
It's Ty Byrne who came down horribly. Concern on the face of Peter O'Mahony.
Yeah, I think he certainly wants there.
And it's a yellow. And Thibaut Larnen, one of the younger players in the squad, has gone, and he'll be gone now for much of the match. And
then on the shoulder,
and that's why
he pulls him to the floor. No problem.
Yes. Dangerous piece of play. Now
take your time, please.
Understand why Peter O'Mahony,
please, if there's a possible.
Said it was outrageous and such a strong, thick Cork accent.
Oh no, I can't share, can I?
Clermont Larnen, who was replaced by his twin brother, joined on the touchline by his twin brother. What an opportunity. What a door that might have opened for Munster.
On the line.
Yeah, they'll be licking their lips now to go over from this maul.
Huh? You can have a line out, but if you want, or you can kick it out, it's up to you. Huh? Yeah, if you want. Yeah, line out.
Well, the two twins wondering how on earth Clermont have found themselves in this pickle. They've still got a 6-point lead. But all the pressure now is being delivered by Munster. And an attacking line out for Rhys Marshall. Taken in by Marnie. Shift line out, trying to change the point of the attack, the attention, bamboozle the defence, drive over the line, and they've scored. Oh, what a huge try for Munster.
Yeah, it's a brilliant
and
try.
And Standers at the bottom of it, and Munster have a conversion to take the lead.
Probably had 12 or 13 of the team in that. Obviously something else they practiced during the week as well, so it's great to see their plays they've worked on during the week come to fruition at the on game day. Lovely little transfer there, really nice piece of play.
Well, it's an extraordinary performance. Hardly anyone comes here and wins in Europe.
All clear for the try.
Thank you.
Certainly not Munster, but this would be one of the great days if this can go over and the lead can be held on to.
Ooh. Yeah, we'll put time off, no problem.
Look at this. Look at this. There's still 10 minutes to go, but Johan van Graan knows. Clermont 31, Munster almost unbelievably 32.
Yeah, it's brilliant, especially after the start. After 26 seconds, they were down 7-0. The manner of which they've come back into the game is superb.
Yeah, time is off because we have a replacement, so we finished.
They were 28-9 down after 25 minutes. Didn't look great after 26 seconds. It looked even worse after 25 minutes.
Good competition.
But after 70 minutes, the biggest 10 minutes of the season ahead now for Munster.
No, step back, thank you.
What do Clermont have left? What can they offer? Well, that looked like it went forwards, and it did, picked out by Carly.
They look so surprised. Yep, replacement, 2 red.
Now comes the Munster change in the second row. Reece Marshall is off for Kevin O'Byrne, and you will recognise him as well in a crisis.
Okay.
Clermont have called on Morgan Parrott. Rare excursion off the bench for him. He usually starts. They've changed their hooker as well. Adrien Pelissier on for Etienne Foucault.
Yeah, let him get on the outside one. On the outside, thank you.
Confirmation that Billy Holland taking the place of Peter O'Mahony, and a couple of new hookers in this scrum.
Time off. Time off. Right, both of you two, come here. Come here. No problem. We have the space, and both sides must create the gaps. You've just come on the field. It'd be a shame if you gave a penalty away, which was 3 points right now. Let's find the spaces, please. Sort it out. Yeah. The space is not good enough.
Clermont scrum having to operate without Thibaut Larnan.
Crouch.
6 minutes of his yellow card left. And it'll be Craig Casey for Munster.
Not stable.
What you want?
They really are celebrating every little small win, Munster, at the moment.
Let's play. Munster. Eyes on the contest.
Heard the call to win the first breakdown. Win the next job, and the bouncing ball has been picked up by Dearlende, who try as he might, couldn't stay on the field.
Yeah. Out, boys. Thank you.
Don't really know what was going on there in the Clermont back three.
Morgan. No problem.
And by the returning Cancourier.
It's the same maul. It's away.
Power waiting patiently, but look at Stander doing what he can to hold this up, and if Munster can do... Oh, the smile on the face of CJ Stander, like he was leaning against the bar smoking a cigar.
Absolutely love a choke tackle down there in Munster.
Yes, please, Reds.
Well, wasn't that great? Stander was laughing his head off 5 seconds before Matthew Carley blew his whistle. He knew which way this was going. Billy Holland was there standing his round as well.
Time off. There's the mark.
Very anxious French voices at the moment.
Don't move after you've set up. Thank you. Stay now. Time on. Crouch. Bind. Set. Time off.
A word with 21 blue. A word with 21 blue. Morgan Parra. Pulling the jersey. He pulling the opponent.
Morgan, keep your hands to yourself. You say yes, but my eyes tell me otherwise. Out.
Let's go, boys!
It's the final 5 minutes
Munster scrum doing what they can do to maybe even draw the penalty. They've gone down.
Time off.
So they'd be delighted with a penalty. Any sort of points now at this stage of the game would be absolutely ideal for them.
I know you are, but all of us need to hold the weight before the ball comes in. So we take some off. Less from everyone. The time is off, we're not going to guess. Time on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Oh, it's a Munster penalty.
18, collapsing.
And Craig Casey leads the celebrations. And Sapili Falatea concedes it. And Josh Wycherley again has another bright feather in his cap. It's turning into one of those extraordinary Munster evenings in Europe.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic. It's quite funny, some of the young lads there itching to get involved with the Clermont guys, and the older Munster fellas pulling them back by the shirt tails.
Head below the hips, you're hitting down.
Nothing at the scuffle.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night it has been for Josh Wycherley. He's seen off Rabah Slimani. He's back in the hutch, and now Falatea's conceding penalties. And look at this. Munster going for the kill, not interested in the 3 points.
Well, the shape of the last maul, you wouldn't blame them. It was brilliant. I think Clermont are kind of just looking at each other, bamboozled almost.
Time off. Number one. Number one, replacement. Number one, replacement.
That'll be the last act for Josh Wycherley.
Blow my whistle, people move away.
Looks like he's being replaced by Liam O'Connor.
It's your penalty.
But what a performance from Wycherley.
Yeah, he'd be absolutely
first
delighted.
ever Champions Cup start, Brendan.
Okay, time on.
He'd be absolutely delighted, Nick, wouldn't he? The manner of which he played, especially set piece, is fantastic.
Now here we go. Holland takes it on, and then the drive for the line from O'Donoghue. Munster, that close to history, that close to winning in Clermont. Oh, they think they've done it. They think they've done it. They think they have grabbed history.
I don't know. Time off.
Well, it's going to take
no clear grounding.
Eric Gauzin.
So just to check.
In his truck.
On-field decision is no try, just to see if we can find a grounding.
On-field decision, no try, checking the ground.
Well, Eric Gauzin has the opportunity here to make himself the most popular man in Munster. Is there a grounding here? Or has actually Patheli Yato done a brilliant job of keeping his arm between the ball and the ground?
I think he scored that, Nick.
Good pick-up, nothing formed. The player has control of the ball.
Still in control of the ball.
Oh, it's down there, surely. It's down there, surely, for Kevin O'Byrne.
Let me check with the hoist, maybe over the line.
Yeah. We think the first angle or the second angle was the best.
Wait a second, please.
I think we can see enough there that the ball is on the line.
I think it's this
grounded.
one.
Well, it's the eeriest of atmospheres.
Yeah, no problem.
For what would be one of the most magnificent moments in Munster's European history, and there have been one or two of those, but I think we can all see that Kevin O'Byrne has got that ball down.
Not clearly under the ball, and I believe that the hooker, the number 16, has control of the ball, and he places it
For now, he has the control. It's over the goal line. You overturn your decision and you may award the try.
Good old Eric. Good old Matthew Carley. Good old Munster. How about this? How about this?
What a comeback. Absolutely incredible. But you felt that even though they were down and they were getting beaten, that they believed in themselves and they were always slowly but surely going to come back into the game, and they've done just that.
Yeah, there we go.
Here's the
useful.
The Heineken star of the match.
No, it's useful. That's fine.
But in truth, there have been 21, 22 Munster stars. CJ Stander will get to make his speech afterwards. JJ Hanrahan can take all the time he likes.
4 and 6.
Yeah. Stop. Hold down. La. Scrub. Yeah. I think. Yeah. A mistake for you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Bang between the posts.
4 and 6.
An 8-point lead. It's all over. It's Clermont 31, Munster 39. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely chuffed for JJ Hanrahan now, the way he's played. Everyone talking about Ben Healy in Ireland and the fact he's come out and had that performance. Fair play to him.
And then cute restart read by Chris Farrell. And Craig Casey will have it. And we're ticking the seconds away. There was Matsushima sharp hands, but again the hard chase from Daly. Munster absolutely determined that Clermont will be operating from their own back door for the remaining 30 seconds of this contest. You think back on the great away performances by any side in Europe at any point during the 26-year history of this tournament, and to have conceded a try to Clermont after 26 seconds, to be 28-9 down after 25 minutes, to even dream of winning this contest is almost beyond incredible.
It is. It really is brilliant, and this will mean so much to them.
And then Byrne brings it away. Craig Casey will look forward to some big, grand European nights over the rest of what will hopefully be a long European career for him. But this will forever be up there.
20 seconds.
Barak.
Thank you.
As Clermont spin it away. Press the gamble button, but they know that the casino is closing. And Munster are going to make it 2 wins from 2 at the start of the Champions Cup.
And with this new format, you really do need to win all 4 games to have a chance.
14, he's got to get back now. Number 10 replacement.
Time's up.
Doesn't matter. It's in the dead.
Munster are making a change. Rory Scannell is coming on. JJ Hanrahan will head off to enjoy the Munster applause all on his own.
Brilliant.
He has grown into the shirt over the last few years. The ball was loose and it wasn't far away.
By Red.
Knocked on off Byrne's hands, so Falatea and Clermont with one last go. Parra ships it away to Lopez and Moala. They will wonder, they will spend a long time wondering how on earth they lost this battle. But they have lost the battle. Never underestimate the size of Munster hearts. That was one of the great European performances from them, to add to a long list of great European performances. They have won at the Stade Marcel Michelin. They've beaten Clermont at home. They've stormed the ramparts. 31 points to 39.
Cheers, thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Merci. Ooh la la. Good game, boys.